Mason District Supervisor Penny Gross has been a real pillar of our community in so many ways, and I invite her up to offer some words.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and welcome to Mason District.
Before it gets time to give you a hug.
Thank you. That's remarkable, because one of the things I was going to talk about was what has happened at Al-Hijrah over the last 21 years or so since I first became a supervisor, and Al-Hijrah is in my district. And when I first came to events here, because I am not a member of the faith or the family, the people who were here in leadership and worshipers would not shake my hand. That's okay. I learned not to go into and say, hi there. I would keep my hands at my side until someone extended their hand, if they did, and mostly it didn't happen. And that's all right. But you notice now what happens. Al-Hijrah has gone from being fairly isolated in the overall community to being an extraordinary example of community service and community interest, gone from being isolated to being just established. And that is absolutely remarkable and something to celebrate. I know that the community, the Muslim community, has always been interested in civics and getting involved in voting and so forth, but that has expanded into being involved in the broader community, exemplified by the food pantry that is operated now. It didn't exist really 20 years ago, that is being operated now for the entire community. And those are part of the relationships that have been established between Al-Hijrah and the community. When I look around the folks in this room, I see a lot of friends. I see a lot of people that we've been working with for a long time, and we still have a lot to do. We've made a lot of progress as a community, but there's still a lot to do. As Alfonso mentioned, the current political debate has sort of made it okay to say and act in ways that, quite frankly, they and we should be ashamed. My grandmother would have washed my mouth out with soap and sent me to my room. And that's really what should be happening to some of these folks today. Where are their grandmothers? We, the community, have a responsibility to educate and to explain, to push back when necessary, and it becomes more necessary all the time, and put that discussion back on the appropriate path or paths, because as we learn to respect differences, we also get to see all the similarities. And if we could just take the rhetoric out of so much of the conversation and really get down to where we all come from, what we all value, we find that our similarities are so much greater than our differences. So thank you. My exhortation to you is what some folks in this room have heard me say before. Don't leave the conversation in this room. Take it out. Take it to your civic association. Take it to your classroom. Take it to your faith community. Take it to everywhere you can be. Because as we push back, as we educate, as we show people that we're pretty much all the same, and that's what this country is about, is making sure that we all have those same opportunities and not making decisions on a discriminatory basis. That's how we're going to get out of the doldrums that we're in right now and change the conversation, change the debate. And it's really sort of help others recognize what we have here in Fairfax County, which is a wonderfully diverse community that may have 108 languages, but I'll bet the one that they didn't count, and maybe you didn't count, was the Click dialect. There was a school story I heard a couple of years ago where a family came to Fairfax County to register their kids, and they spoke a click dialect from Africa. So the school system said, I know somebody who speaks click dialect, and they brought them in to have the conversation. They started talking, and the interpreter said, I don't speak that click dialect. Only in Fairfax County. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to our hosts. This is so very important. It is extraordinary outreach. It is what we have come to expect from Al-Hijrah, and I think we're probably setting the bar even a little bit higher. Thank you so much.